Bum, bum, bum. Oh, background music's not going. Okay. All right, give me another second to figure out what's going on here. Let me just stop this. Start it up again. Okay, good. All right. Let me go back to putting this in. All right, we'll get started here momentarily. Well, hello, and welcome back. So, trying to think of where to get started exactly. Actually, there's a PR that I need to get some stuff through. Take these out. Not sure I can do that. That's too much. I like over the ear headphones. I don't like there we go, those are turned off now. Inner earbuds. I'm trying to get used to them because a buddy bought me some as a gift and was raving about how good they are, and I am trying to find reasons why I would use them. Because I told him I don't really use inner earbuds. He's like, you got to try these ones though. They're going to change your life. I think the phone calls is actually where it's at, because I can take a phone call on them, and the person on the other end can hear me, and I can hear the person on the other end, which that would be the first in-ear earbuds, or the first wireless earbuds that I've ever used that accomplish that. Anyway, let's go ahead and pop a top. What was this? James, I will refresh the chat because I see you right there, but I don't see it over here. Just watch the Deep Sea Challenger movie, a must watch. Okay. So now, if you put that message in again, hopefully I will see it over. Well, I mean, I'm pointing over to where it is on my screen, but there is a spot that I have open so that hopefully, although it often doesn't happen, I'll actually see the comments. So if you don't mind, just type hello or something, and let me see if it pops up over here where it's supposed to. Open focus indeed. Okay. So a few things. One, I was just trying to figure out about how long this thing ran. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Where did it go? Okay, so realistically, let's see, maximum over the course of a day. All right, so it looks like Friday, June 23rd at about 13:30 GMT. So let me just make note of that real quick. So, I think I can refresh this because I had some notes in here. All right, so from 13:30, this is June 23rd, until it ran until about 19:30 June 24th. Now there could be that's when the CPU usage is at not 0%. So the CPU usage is very, very low this entire time. It peaks up around 20%, which I'm not quite sure how should I calculate that, because I have 8 cores in here. So if it's going up to 20%, then that means that it's that means it's using a fair amount. It's using almost 2 cores. Oh yeah, now I've got it, David. Thank you. So, but the majority of the time, that's where it's peaking, because I have the graph looking at the absolute maximums. So it's peaking for a very brief period of time at 20%, and that's as high as it ever goes. So basically, it's using one CPU to the fullest. And that's not even, that happens twice for a few minutes. And other times, it's around 10%. So maybe if I had a faster single core CPU, according to this, but you got to keep it, this is averaging across all the CPU cores. And there are other processes that when there's a core free to do some stuff, they're just doing some stuff. But that's operating system tasks and whatever. So we're looking at, on average, around 80% usage of a single CPU, and at maximum 1.5 CPU cores with little spikes here and there. Oh, sorry, I could probably bring this over and show you. That'd probably be all right. So let me just go ahead and do that. So this is looking at the system that was doing all the work. So you can see it just stopped doing all the work just recently. Hopefully that's not because of network issues. So we'll have to see what happens here. But I was having some network issues, and so I actually... No, because this is the one that's this isn't the one that's in my house. This is the one that's um, out in Salt Lake. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is our production instance, not my development instance at home. Because for a second I was getting confused because I was just doing some work on the development instance at home. So that's how long it was taking. So what is that? So that's 24 hours and then another 6. So it's 30 hours. About 30 hours. So if I chopped off, let's see, the first half hour and the last half hour, we're still looking at, if we went from peak to peak, that'd be from 1500 to 1830. So that's from trough to trough. But if we went peak to peak, which it's definitely not that little. Okay, so this would be what? 28.5 hours. Am I getting that right? 24 hours would be 15 here. And this has got an extra 330. So, whoops, sorry, 27. And this is from trough to trough. A full, so it'd be 13, that's 6, 24 plus 6, that's 30 hours. Okay. And then let's take a look real quick at what the sizes ended up being really. Okay, so, whoops. I don't know if I want to do that one or not. Whoops. Let's just go into this one. There's number 1. And that's number 2. Well, is that snooze or stop? That's snooze. Stop's down there. There we go. Okay, and this was the one that did it from scratch. So that is what I wanted here. All right, so this is 3, and that's the API, and then we'll do 4. And then this one. Yeah, so look at that. It just got done. So you can see right there. So this just got done. What time is this reporting? Is it reporting a little bit of a different time? That's saying 02. So I'm not sure what time zone these things are in. Was that? Yeah. Let's check and see here. That's crazy. Oh, okay. No. That was, it did not just finish. That was a few minutes ago. It actually got finished probably, let's see, 9998. So that's basically, okay, here we go. So this is when it's actually finishing, because the other one's just basically a rounding error. There we go. Completed sync. Woo! So let's do seconds to hours. What? Nope. All right. So depending on what you want to believe, it's probably got at least another half hour on top of that, because before it starts the sync, it's doing some other stuff. But here we are. Okay. So I did want to update the notes in this. what I actually want to get done today is get to the point of I gotta I want to get to the point of being able to accept a payment. Oh, whoops. That was the 24th. So I think that these are not UTC. Actually, that makes a lot of sense around 7:30. So I guess it was good that I was having other issues because that literally didn't finish when but it's probably still an hour away from finishing when I first came out here. And that's Zulu time. So that kind of makes sense, maybe? And then we said that was what? That was 28 hours? Ah. Yeah. About 28. I'm going to put that. It's 20 hours and 15 minutes. That's about what that was. So we know this from trough to trough is wrong by a half an hour at best. So somewhere between 28 and 30 hours. Okay, and then let's see, what did the size end up being on this? Remember this one, we did it from the ground up. Holy shoot, dog. All right, so if I'm going to look at this, all right, 75 gigabytes. Let's try to break this down. Okay. $75 gigabytes total. And if we break that down, then it's 33 gigabytes of blockchain and 43 gigabytes of extra. So, yeah, if we hashes blocks. All right. Let's take this breakdown and throw it in there. So of that 43 gigabytes, 4K, 5, 6K, 9 gig, 4K, 4K, 4K. All right, so okay. Interesting. I don't remember turning on the debug log, but apparently the debug log is turned on. I believe that was blocks indexes. Okay. So here's what that breakdown looks like then. So the caches, that's just weird to me that the indexes are so much larger. Well, just that they're larger, period, than the actual database itself. That just seems weird. Normally, your indexes are a fraction of the size of your database. Could be a large fraction, but they're not. They're not. I don't think databases, the indexes are normally greater than, because normally your indexes are duplicates of the specific data that's being indexed, and then it points to, it doesn't have a full copy of the entire row, it just has a copy of the ID. And so it looks like what they're doing here is probably copying a lot more than that. I don't know. Hard to say. But I do want to go ahead and just get this hotfix through so that that's done with documentation updates. And there was one other update that I needed to make about RPC Connect. So, or maybe we should go a little bit further with this. Let's see, what have we done? We've done I think we've gone as far as we need to go to know everything that was correct and incorrect about the install process. Because from this point forward, we're just going to use mainly UTXOs. Okay. So what I'm going to do then, and it is warm in here. I really do want to, I've got a fan going. Hopefully you can't hear it because I got the noise cancellation on. But I got a fan going and it feels like the temperature is going up. And I can't open the door because there's mosquitoes out at this time. So I got to wait probably another hour before I can open the door to let the cool air in. But the fan doesn't really seem to be doing anything. And in fact, it feels like it's getting warmer in here, which doesn't even make any sense because it's getting cooler outside. Okay. So we're going to go into beta. Oh, this is one of the things I want to do tonight, quite possibly. Is I want to get Webby beta onto a different server. Okay. So I'm in here. RPC Connect. So let's go to, oops, not that one. RPC bind. I'm going to find that in -d readme. Let's do that. RPC bind. RPC connect equals some value is RPC bind. So just do the same thing here. RPC bind, RPC connect. And then I guess if you want this to bind on multiple addresses, you actually need, oops, what's going on there? You actually need to put these twice, which was not abundantly clear to me, because it is mentioned in one part of the documentation, but there's 3 different places where this is documented, and it's only mentioned in the one that's kind of the, you know. Well, and I've been thinking about what to do about the AC. I think, and this seems kind of crazy, but I might actually put it up in the loft, because then I wouldn't have to drill down here in the side of the shed. I could just put it in the window and use that as the AC vent. So I'm considering it. I'm not 100% on it. There's also the problem, and then you have to weatherproof the, you know, you have to put some sort of seal around the window. I could probably just put duct tape, but the actual type of duct tape that people use for ducts, which is not duct tape. The tape that people seem to generally use for ducts is kind of a tinfoil tape. I think duct tape got a brand recognition and then, yeah. Okay, RPC connect. I just want to have really good default values in here, you know? Let's see. And I don't know if we actually need this one. I don't know that TX really does much for us. I kind of want to just get rid of that. I'm not sure if it's required. But I'd kind of rather say just don't do it, because with Dash, we don't use raw TX. So that's something I need to check on real quick. Now, where did my merchant services go? Ah, crap. I don't know where that is. Was it the API? RPC test? Yes. So I think what I ought to do is I go to this one. And we're going to do... Oh, whoops. We're not going to do this at all. All right. Okay. Let's just see what happens if we don't put that there. If we just comment that out. And then we want to go over here. Okay. So what I want to see is if we just wait a few seconds. There we go. Raw TX lock. Great. So from what I can tell, we don't need the raw TX. Let's see. Oh, whoops. I'm going to have to go kill all node because something weird that's going on with some sort of process, something or other. Hmm. I think what I'll do is over here, we'll just comment that out. Because if things aren't getting TX locks, then it's no good. Well, maybe, I don't know. We'll just leave them both. Hmm. I just, I don't know. Okay. All right, I'll put that in there because I feel like that's important for the use case I expect this to be used for. All right, so we got RCP Connect in there. That's good. And then we need to get a little bit more in the README. So yeah, I'm going to keep with that. Okay, what is it? Let's see. If you went with 76, something like 78, 77, 75. Yeah, I was going to go minimum of 80. 20, so minimum, I'm going to go with 77, 76, 77, 77. So 4 gigabytes. How many gigabytes per year are we doing here? So this has been since, what was it, 2016? Is that what we're doing? 2023 is January. Seven years. So about 10 gigabytes per year. That makes about sense. So let's go ahead and extrapolate a little bit further. Let's say Oops. Oh, and what's all these? What are all these drop frames about? Did my internet just conk out for a second? Yeah, it says my internet went down for a second. Interesting. I'm gonna have to contact my ISP about that. Yes. So it was 35 and 45. Dang it, what were the numbers again? 33. Yeah, 35 and 45, essentially. 35 and 45. Oh, what was that? I thought I saw a message for a second, but then I didn't. Thirty-five, 40. All right, so then we're saying, what was it? Plus. Um, Really, I think two vCPUs would be good enough. All right, what's going on with my internet? There we go. So let's say 20 gigabytes. So wait, it wasn't 2012 though, was it? And then let's see what that test node ended up being. Whoops. What have I done? Where'd everything go? Oh no, did I forget to do this? No, it's got the indexes on. Did I forget to re-index? 6.4 gigabytes, okay. All right. So caches. So 2.8 gigabytes. I'm just trying to round it out to a whole number for the end of the year. And that will be 4 gigabytes, most likely. Well, plus all the other stuff. So is this 3.7? Yeah, 4 gigabytes. So I'm actually going to take that. That might roll over to over 4. So I'm going to say 5 gigabytes because I'm just going to use whole numbers here. All right. There we go. About 4 hours to sync and index in ideal conditions. 1 hour to sync. All right, good. Now that I've got that updated, I wonder. So to do UTXOs, yeah, we need that index on. I don't know what else we're checking with addresses. I should probably check and see. Almost seems like the index is UTXO or lack thereof. I'm not sure. Okay, but I think that's it. I think that covers the issues. Uh, and then I need to see what else was in Hotsync or Hotfix. I think that was it. I've got some other work to do here. Oh, whoops. Did I push things to history that I didn't want to? No. All right, we're good. All right, so that's out of the way. Cool. All right, I'm going to check to see if any of the other messages were responded to. All right. Okay. Okay, I was just catching up on some messages. V19.2 is a go. All right, let's move off of that. So, what else do I need to do then? that's good. That's good. This is good. Okay. All right, that's connecting to dash D1. Let's go ahead and connect to dash D2. Let me make sure that its config file is up to date. It is missing RPC connect. Wait, where are we at here? Yep, that's the correct thing to do. And then we need to double over on all of these. Into 7.0.0.1 needs to become 10.11.5.104, I think. I have to double check on that real quick. IPA, yeah, 104. And then this needs to be changed to /24. And then we do the same thing down here. See, is it right? All right. Sorry, I was responding to a message in Discord. Hmm. Okay. All right, this looks good. Uh, so I think I just restart dash D here. Well, let me do a full stop and then a start. You should see that it shut down successfully. Good. And then we should be able to watch it come up. Hopefully not seeing errors about command line, this or that. And then let's go back over here and we'll just change the 101s to 104s. And if all goes well, all right, unauthorized. That makes sense. We would need to change our password. I probably just want the password to be the same across all of them. So I think I'm going to change that over here instead of changing it over there. Because I had it generate a random password, but stop. Give it a second. Start it up. And then let's try this again. I like that authentication error. It's a good error to get. All right. Not fully synced. That's fine. Uh-oh, that's not good. Not fully synced. That should not be happening. It's bound on multiple interfaces. New outbound peer connection. Okay, cool. Why are we not getting ZeroMQ connection? So ZeroMQ wants to work but can't. I'm going to guess that that is either, that's one of two things. Oops. All right, I might have to change this. So this is not going to follow the same logic as the other. Because this is through a library. So I think Let's see what happens. I think the problem here is that with ZMQ, you don't actually specify multiple IP addresses. Now, I have never seen the case where it doesn't bind to localhost. So that was strange to me. Binding to localhost is normally the default, and I think that's something that is weird about -D and should be fixed. Let's see if this works now. All right, so I gotta wait 30 seconds or so. All right, cool. So that's actually an important note. I am going to open back up the Webby bit. Then go to GitHub issues. And then make another issue here. It is updated. Oh, need to full quote that. Okay, never mind. Uh, all right. Okay, so I got to go back and make one more small edit. Let's double check on this. Can we connect to ZMQ from the host system? I might know a way to check that. Actually, let me copy it from here. Oh, bother, bother, bother. Is it this one? Let's see. Alright, I can get rid of that one. But I need to go back to, what was it? Flip. I need to go check a message. I don't remember where I put the little code snippet, but I have a link to it and a message. There we go. Of course it's going to open on the wrong screen. Why would it open on the screen that I was currently active on? Of course not. Yes, this is what we want. So I just want to test that this will still bind on localhost like I would expect. Hey, how's it going? What's up? By the way, do we still have background music or did we lose the background music? It looks like we lost the background music. I didn't notice that happening. So my apologies. I don't know. It was probably, I think what it was is when I took my, I bet it was when I took my earbuds out. I bet switching audio outputs made something weird happen. But the funny thing is, I still don't hear it, and I should. Oh, I think it's because I have the fan on and the fan is so loud. I normally don't have to turn the music up loud, but in this case I do. Also, why is my internet connection so crappy today? Whatever. Alright, so we're back to... Here's some code to test. We're going to test it on localhost of this system in question, which is this one. So we've got ZeroMQ.js. Alright, so... Whoops. I guess we need to do npm init-y first. npm install save ZeroMQ. And then I need to change this to have localhost. Your mom's not a function. Let me see, what does that look like in the one that actually works? Ah, it is ZeroMQ socket. I'm very confused right now. Did 6 finally come out of beta in the last couple of days? Oh my holy goodness. The beta version installs by default. Oh no, not this again. That's okay. We'll go back to node 18 or node 16 if we have to. Alright, so that tells me that we actually do need to migrate to ZeroMQ v6. So I may go check out that documentation. Okay, connection delay, connection delay, connection delay. So we got a problem here. Because it is not binding on localhost. That does not make sense to me. ZeroMQ only binds once. So let's go back to... Let me open up another bug. Alright, I'm going to double check on this because I'm going to move this down. And then we're going to restart this. Because I don't want to file a false report. So we're going to try this 2 different ways. So we got to wait 30 seconds or so. I'll go ahead and write the report while we're doing that. Okay. -d will bind has the odd behavior of not binding localhost whenever a specific address... I don't know, maybe that's not odd behavior. That probably needs to be 0000 for my use case. All right, so I think that's what I expected, because I put the bind address afterwards. Yep. All right, so now if I stop this and then I start it again, what I'm going to expect is it will bind locally, but then it will not bind remotely. Yep. Oops. Yep. All right, confirmed. I've run with the local host section first and can confirm that I can access ZeroMQ via localhost, but not my LAN address. I've also moved the LAN section first and confirmed that the opposite is true. In both cases, RPC can be accessed from either network as expected. And let's go check the documentation for this, because who knows? Maybe it has a different syntax. Holy moly. Bum 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 bum. I should have checked to see if somebody else had filed that issue. But I doubt it. People aren't seriously using this stuff. Two open, zero closed. Okay, so we're going to let that one go. All right. See if I can get that. Let me open an issue. Let me throw this over at JoJo. All right. All right. Okay. I'll just leave that there for when I need to do that. Okay, so now, what do we do? Got that running. I need to fix this because I don't really want to run this over here anyway. I'm going to go ahead and delete these files. I'm going to comment out. I might rename it from private network to LAN as well. In the example. No, that was just here. That's not in the example. All right, so let's try a restart and see how that fares. It looks like it's taking a long time because it's doing the stop and it's starting it over again. Great. Let's pop D out of there. Rumruff this ZeroMQ nonsense. Rumruff.local op node. Rumruff downloads Webby node. Rumruff. I don't think there's anything else I need to rumruff. Alright. Cat dash D try. Oh, we can get rid of that. We've already got that sorted out. Okay, so I've got my two nodes. We're good. We're moving on with the merchant tools. I do need to get the ZeroMQ6 example. So sorry, not going on to the title of the video yet, which is figuring out the customer payment stuff, because seeing that the ZeroMQ version 5 is not, it looks like it's not being maintained, and version 6 is being maintained, but for whatever reason they don't have the chicharrones to call version 6 just version 6 already. So, and I am gonna okay. Okay. Two weeks ago. All right. June 13th. So when was Let's just check real quick and see when this thing was introduced. Branches, 5.x. So it is the main branch. Let's look at tags. Okay. Beta 7. Beta 1. 4 years. Nearly 4 years. Let's see what they say. Remove beta. What is Node LTS right now? V18? What's the most recent? Last week. Alright, V6 has been in a beta for nearly 4 years, and it appears that V5 is not being maintained for current versions of Node. There's no fails with what is that? Bug. All right. V6 is still subject making changes. It shouldn't be the default install. If it isn't, just bump it and go. Rocket. How big is this thing? And not big, how popular? 1.3K. Wow, how can this only have 1.3K stars when doesn't I can't I I don't have any buying power here, so I'm not going to put that there. There we go. Okay, so I believe that my my initial snap judgments about this were wrong. I was just briefly running through it the first time. I mean, this big warning sign here in beta. You know, big warning in beta, warning, danger, Will Robinson. You know, I'm a production minded guy. I'm working on a product that is money. So I don't want to use beta software, you know, if I can avoid it. So the fact that this is calling things beta, oops, I just squished the bug on my screen. Ew, now I gotta get bug guts off. Yeah. You know, anyway, calling it beta, it's not beta. It's not beta. All right, so let me see what I can do here. Get the flip off PNPM and all that garbage. Just stay the course with production. Don't use all weird bobbles. Okay. Yeah, we don't like this. This is bad. All right. That doesn't make sense. Buying. Oh, producer. No, we want a consumer. New poll. Okay, that is weird. That is weird. That is weird. What is that? Where there's no parentheses? Flippin' ninjas. Oh no. Oh no. Iterators? Come on, man. Please don't do this crap to me. Don't use iterators. There's no reason to do that. That just makes it more complicated, more confusing. It looks, I guess, super cool, but now I gotta use my brain more. Don't use iterators. So what's a worker? Pull information from the socket? Oh, please. Ugh, whatever. If it works, I'll use it. The one thing that I could maybe say positively about iterators is that I don't know if we have something that's standardized for event streams. I don't like the way this is doing it because, well, predominantly, how am I supposed to do error handling here? I'm supposed to put a try-catch around the whole for loop? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Just, I mean, think about this. A try-catch around a loop. So the purpose of a try-catch, traditionally, JavaScript has weird stuff going on, but traditionally, purpose of a try-catch is that you are capturing the stack trace, you're capturing the stack so that you can unwind it, so you can literally try something, and if there's an exception, there's zero cost. So async try-catch just makes no sense because you cannot unwind an async stack. And I've talked about this before, but if you've sent off a request to... You can't put try-catches around things that can't be undone. Or you can, but it doesn't make sense. Now, in JavaScript, the thing doesn't get undone anyway, but you should have your try-catch around the smallest component of the thing that whether it gets done or undone doesn't matter. So, for example, JSON.parse. You can't undo the parsing. The memory will get garbage collected and all that anyway, either way. But it's semantically correct to use a try-catch around JSON.parse. It is not semantically correct to use a try-catch around a for loop. Especially one that's of unknown size, because you would eventually, not in the way that JavaScript implements it, but if you knew what try-catch was for and you just naively looked at an infinite loop that has a try-catch around it, well, that would mean that you'd get a Stack Overflow, because you'd be creating a stack for every iteration of the loop unless it implemented tail recursion. Just stick to the semantic usage of the thing. Josh, I don't know if that would make a good clip or not. Take a look and tell me what you think. Mainly, I don't know if it's kind of a highly technical subject matter. There's a rant. Anyway, hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, so that explanation over. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do this. And I don't like the for await pattern in general. So what I would rather do, and I don't know if this will work with an iterator, is the thing. Because what this should be is for let topic message of await suck. And that's what I'm going to try. But even then, if the iterator, how does the iterator return an error? An iterator, I don't think you should use an iterator on something that can have an error. Well, I guess maybe that's a little too broad. Because even if you're parsing, let's say that you're parsing an array, a JSON object, you could get multiple good things out and then run into one that's bad. But yeah, it just feels strange and wrong. I don't like it. But let's transition to ZeroMQ.js because we have to. Oh, whoops. All right, let's trans back over to Node, and then let's npm install, save. We'll do a different project for this. I was just in RPC test. So I do want to look in here because I want to take a look at this bit. Okay, that looks weird. Maybe all I need for this is just the URL that it's connecting to, and then we can try that as well to make it do or not do. What? Oh, there we go. Yes, that's what I'm expecting. Okay, that is not a constant. That's a variable. Also, it's a package. Whoop, what was that? Again, this is an instance, not a constant. Hate Ninja Code. Hate Ninja Code with the greatest of passions. Oh, I hate Ninja Code. Should write a haiku about it. Alright, subscribe. TX Lock, I think, is what I'm subscribing to. Nope. Not unless we are... Let's see what we console.log out of this. Because that should either have an await on it, or it should not print that. They're connecting, not connected. But let's see if those come back as promises. And let's go back to... Oops. RPC test, index, ZeroMQ. Okay, sub, TX, raw TX lock. My guess is that you can call subscribe multiple times, and my guess is that connect will return a promise. So that should be awaited. Hate Ninja Code so much. I'm the JavaScript ninja. If you want to be a JavaScript ninja, write code like me. Don't write code like don't write Ninja Code. Write code for idiots. All right, let's see if this works as stated. Weird. All right, so it's not working. That's the bad news. Options must be an object. Okay. Let's take a look at subscriber. Where do I go to get the documentation? Okay, let's try this. So once again, it sucks. All right, let's see if we can put in some garbage nonsense. Let's just increment the port number by, or decrement by 1. Options must be an object. All right, so we can get rid of this though. It would be nice to see. Yeah. So this is baloney. It doesn't actually connect or check the connection. So we're worse off than we were before. All right, let's look at the v5 compat. Lib, there is no lib. Oh, heaven help us. So where's events come from? Wait, this did nothing. Oh, okay, no, it does. It does in some cases. All right, let's submit. No error. Okay. Read, return this, unmonitor, whatever. Subscribe. Socket is instance of subscriber, subscribe, filter, subscribe, string, subscribe, unsubscribe. All right, let's take a look at what this used to do. All right, it looks like we are not getting, well, we'll see, but I think we need to be using the latest version of the ZeroMQ for, if we're going to be, like it says, if we're going to build something new, we might as well use the new one. Problem is, of course, that it's not working. So let's see if we can figure out socket sub. Okay. See if we can just find socket in here. New socket. Nope. It was not new. Stock key. Socket type is sub, so we're getting somewhere. All right, so new subscriber. Just annotate this real quick. Well, it's fair change, whatever. It's good. It's good change. Okay, this socket equals subscriber. And then subscribe. Connect, subscribe, right? What was the other one? Hey! Little miracles. It's switching back and forth between my windows correctly. It's actually getting the one that I want. Yay. Alright, so there's the sub. And then sub on connect. Which, that makes sense. How do I get errors? Okay. Subscribe, raw 2x lock. It's going to be the same. So that didn't change. Okay. Lots of bad code in here. It's got lots of else's that don't make any sense. This should be if. Well, yeah, we could do it that way, but there's no, the else here doesn't make any sense. If it was using proper tooling, it would complain about that. Meh. Nuk prishpun, as they say. Alright. Really, I just want to know, how do I get an error? Okay, where did events come from? Okay. That bind error absolutely should just throw. Alright, let's do this. Let events equals sock.events, maybe? We probably need to void this. Oh, whoops. We got rid of the TypeScript here. Switch. It's just a break. Oh, this needs to be in a while. Right. Oh no. Hmm. What? Hmm. Hmm. All right. What's next here? Yeah. I don't think I like the way this is shaken out. Hmm. There's probably a simpler way to handle this, but I don't know what it is right now. But at least now I can get error messages. Maybe. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a look at that old PR and see what it looks like. Because there is an old PR. Oh no. There's a -d ZeroMQ. That sounds dangerous. Oh, that's nice though. Okay, let's go take a look at that. It looks like it's just a wrapper and then some white space changes. And some async. Ugh. Oh, that's just there because it's still there. Okay, that's not bad thing added. Okay, RelTX, hash block. Cool. Looks cool. But do we really need this? How complex is this? Well, probably fairly complex from what we're looking at right now. Okay, lib. ZeroMQ client. Oh no. Okay, protocol. // host port. You've never seen a wait after for? Oh, like this? Yeah, I don't like that syntax. I'm not sure. So I think what they did is they made an iterator, and I'm not sure if I can do this in a different way or not. Because I think this iterates over promises, in which case what this could be turned into would be more like this. Which, yeah, I don't recommend using that syntax because it's confusing, and also your error handling goes to crap. And I did a whole diatribe about this a couple minutes ago. No, it's not WebSockets. I'm not. It's ZeroMQ. What's up, Veranos? So this is what I copied directly from the example. I'm trying to get the example working. So this name was probably a poor choice of name, ZMQ subsocket, because really it's just the person who created the ZeroMQ API is just doing a lot of weird fancy stuff. All right, so this is good. Close undefined. TCP. This looks right. Maybe let's see. There might have been something I missed here. It says that's publisher. Connect. It shows connect looking like this. So let me go back and just do a sanity check, because one of the things that might be wrong is that I may not have restarted the other thing. Oh no. Crap. Which version of Node do I have? Node version 20. Okay, so Webby Node at LTS. Well, so saying asynchronous callback is redundant, because a callback must be asynchronous, because callback means asynchronous. The word callback means asynchronous. Like, if you look it up in the dictionary, define callback. This is one thing that bugs me, is that people don't know the difference between, not you, but even people at Microsoft that are writing TypeScript have the documentation wrong. So, a second or follow-up addition, calling back to a previous situation or location, a return of a telephone or radio call. This is actually what callback means. It's kind of a combination of these two. Callback is an asynchronous action. It is an action that cannot be resolved in the current present moment. So if a function can be resolved, such as with filter, then it is not a callback. Then it is just an anonymous function. A callback would be one where it's asynchronous. Definitionally, it needs to be asynchronous in order to be called a callback. Otherwise, it is just a function or an anonymous function. It is not something that is called back because it is called immediately. Yeah, so that's, and this is a problem because it's professional language, right? So it's one thing when you're in high school and you make up a new word. What's the new one right now? Simp. Yeah, right? That's the new word that kids say when they talk about their relationships. Like, he's the simp, she's the simp. There's other stuff, sus. If you want to make up new words as a kid in high school, this makes sense. But in a professional industry, if you just take a word that has a meaning and then just start throwing it around for everything. Now, this happens in marketing all the time, in buzzwords. The cloud, the AI, when they're literally talking about a spreadsheet, which technically a spreadsheet is AI. I mean, you put in numbers, it gives you a result, follows a set of rules. That's AI. So it's true, but it's not, they don't know that it's true. Anyway, so we have professional language, and if we just use any term to talk about anything, then we can't communicate clearly. And this really bothers me, as you can tell. We need specific terms to describe specific situations. You can't just appropriate every term to mean anything you want it to mean whenever you want it to mean it, or you can, but this is why our industry is falling apart, right? This is why nobody can figure out how to do anything. I got a picture here. I'll bring up real quick, which it may not seem like it's as related as it is. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. In replies. I got it on my phone, but I don't want to pull my phone out. Where is it? There we go. I'll paste the link and then I'll open it up. So this was my experience visiting the UPS website to track a package. And it may not seem related, but it is. It absolutely is. This is the result of the degradation of language and communication, right? And politics and marketing, like service. We really need a service alert up for 5 years running now, because Ukraine and Corona, and like now UPS constantly always, for maybe not 5 years running, but for several years now, UPS has never not had a service alert on their website. There's a menu here. You can't see it, but there's a menu there. And then there's another service alert. Stay safe, because Corona, because Corona. Stay safe. Gotta stay safe. Even though it's been 3 or 4 years or however long it's been a long time, but stay safe. And then there's the, website cookie banner, the need help, the subscribe to our newsletter. It's probably right under this. There is no information on this page. And this is the state of society that we are in right now. Their communication isn't happening, and testing isn't. Somebody should have opened up ups.com on their phone, right? Presumably, somebody pushed this change. And you can't even exit out of this thing. The X button is over here. But this is the state. This is the state of the world right now, and it's a ball of wax or yarn or whatever type of ball it is. But it does come back to, if we can't use words to communicate meaning, then meaningless things are done. And that's becoming the norm. And that's very frustrating, because most things in life can't be perfect. Because, well, the incompleteness theorem. Things can't be perfect because in the real world, that there's no such thing as math. There's no such thing as logic. These are all just constructs that we invent to help us pretend like the universe has some sort of order to it, when in reality it's chaotic and random. And there's a dozen examples I could give of that. And we can make approximations that make us feel good, right? But in the computer, since the computer is something that we made up, and since with our approximations we can actually create discrete states, then computer logic can be perfect. You can exhaustively check all logical cases of a thing, and quantum entanglement, or not entanglement, quantum interaction aside from memory errors or, you know, solar flares or whatever, put that aside, a program can run correctly. You know, it'd be nice if we tried for that at all. And in order to do that, we have to use language to communicate what correctness is. And things like the term callback, if we cannot communicate about them effectively, then we cannot ensure that things happen either synchronously or asynchronously and things like that. It's just, I mean, we can, it's just like, then it's a bunch of extra words, and it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because the programs could be correct. They could be. They have the capacity to be, which very few things in life do, and that's fine. You cannot have a perfect apple. I mean, you can have a really darn good apple. You can have the best apple you've had in your life, but there is no way to define a perfect apple or to grow a perfect apple, etc., etc. Anything tangible cannot be perfect because there's always going to be small imperfections, and a lot of this is good and we like it. But computer programs can be perfect, and ideally they should be perfect, because we just want to put inputs in and get outputs out, and then it has to go into the real world, and then all the imperfect things happen. For example, you order something on Amazon, it was misplaced by the robot or the person, it can't be found in the correct bin, then you get a thing sent to you saying, we couldn't find your item, we didn't ship it. Or you get the item shipped, and then they jumped on it with a pogo stick while they were in the van, and then you have to return it and get another one. So wherever the boundary is between the digital world and the analog world is the boundary where imperfection is guaranteed. But in the confines of the logical space, we can exhaustively check for all logical conditions. I don't think all callbacks are asynchronous, though. I agree with you. Many people do not think that. I'm just talking about definitionally. I don't want to argue, though. Have a nice evening. This is why we're here. We're here to argue and talk and exchange ideas. Or we're not. Adios. All right. Okay, so now I'm getting the... Oh, I wanted to test, does this work still? All right, connection delay connected to, and if we wait about 30 seconds, we should see the transactions pop up on the screen. Okay. So, we know that this does work, this can work. What we don't know is why it doesn't work in the new version. And that is something that's difficult. Oh, all right. So one thing was I was trying to do what was wrong. I had the same problem before. I was trying to put in the wrong address intentionally so that I could observe the error. I wanted to be able to observe that the error was happening. All right, now we've observed the error happening. And it says it's connecting. So if we wait about 30 seconds, we should see... I'm going to wait a full minute. All right, I think that at this point we can say that the message is not going through. But why? Wait, did it describe it? So another thing is we actually didn't see the connect message either. And we should have seen the connect message. Let me just double check again. All right, what's going on? Because the other one, at least we got the message that the socket was wrong. And I call that a win. This one, we're not seeing the connect message, because we should see a connect message, right? So connect, break. All right, let's try. I might just give up on this. I'm not really clear on what to do. Oh. There we need this one. Yeah, okay, that's good. So if it's not socket.closed, all right, but let's go back and then we'll put the bad URL back. So very simple. All right, close. Connect, retry, connect, delay. Fair enough. Let's try another one that's a bad URL. So we'll go back to our good URL. Let's do this. That's a different type of bad URL. Let's see what we get. Connect, retry. Okay. So I'm very confused about this. If we use the correct URL, we get no messages whatsoever. Maybe I should set up the monitor before I try the connection? Again, that seems a little bit weird. Let's do debug. Okay. All right. So that was better. Connect. Unknown event handshake. Okay. So apparently I just didn't wait long enough. Just random chance. But also, because of the wonkadonk with the async bits here, it is important that the monitor is actually placed first. Okay, debug. We can get rid of this debug. Hmm. Also, that's ready to push. Alright, so that's up, that's good. Okay, here we go. Alright, so this one, and I probably should pull this out. That's so we don't have it now. actually don't know how I would handle that. I guess that it could be async, it doesn't matter. But that should not care whether or not it's async. Let's see. So Okay, so there's these events are socket events. That's the thing. Now let's try this again. Unknown event handshake. Meh. Raw TX lock, that's good. Old version 1 messages, huh? Okay, that looks that's good. Let's go back, and then what we need to do to build up from here is let's see if we can move this await around. I'm going to try this in 2 different ways. One, I'm going to try of await socket. No, I don't really want to do that. Because we know that this can... Let's see, this is going to be event P. Let's equals await event P. This doesn't even work either because catch. And we probably need to have some broader thing to just... Oh, also connect type delay. I don't know what that means. Thor. So the question is, so if we have an error, I don't understand where the error could be or what type of error it could be. Let me see if I can figure that out from the example that they gave over here. So they did a try, right? No, that's the other one. I wanted to look at this one. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. So if you're gonna, there's a place where they're gonna try over the loop. Yeah. So they got this whole big thing, and this just does not make sense to me. Because the only thing that could possibly go wrong is either the emit, which maybe that doesn't need to try, or await events receive. But if await events receive fails, then what do you do? Init error. I mean, I guess you just kill it. I don't know what you do in that case. All right, let's see if this works. And then what I'm going to do, sock is not iterable. Huh? Is it a generator? What the heck is sock then? It's a subscriber. What? So all right, that's weird to me. That's very, very weird to me. I don't know what to, I don't know. My brain just exploded a little bit. Was sock an iterator before? That was sock before, and we had let sock at 4 await. Is it a generator? Oh no. Oh crap. I don't think there's any JavaScript in here. Oh crap. I think this whole thing's written in C++. Or maybe C? I can't, I don't remember if CC is the C++ or the C extension. Because I know CPP, but I don't know what CC is. What's CC? I think this is C? No, C++. Or maybe another variant of C? I'm not familiar with the .cc extension. Okay. Oh no. What have they done? Oh no. Let me try to follow. Oh, native. Export, declare abstract class. Okay, my JavaScript ninja-ness is for await of iterating over async iterable objects as well as sync iterables. I am very, very confused. How are you supposed to handle the errors in that then? What are the possible errors? Well, let's try. My hope. We'll go back a step. I'll just pretty much block out the whole thing. Ugh. So error handling ends up being important. I mean, I guess I could wrap the thing in a function and then just have a callback for it. That's probably the right choice. I probably should do that in the monitor too. This feels so strange because basically if these were Go routines, I'd know exactly how to handle them. But they feel like they ought to be Go routines, but it's in JavaScript. Because I want these to loop independently and then basically have them have a wait group or join via a channel. Because of the nature of this, that it feels like separate threads. It feels like we have multiple loops, and that's a little bit weird because I don't know it because it seems like, well, why do we have two separate loops? Why don't we have one? Why don't we just have one loop and it's all the events, and the event could be connect or it could be message, and then the message could be type. To have two loops, one loop for connection and one loop for message, seems strange to me. And it seems like it'd actually be maybe multiple loops. No, it's not multiple loops. So there's the topic. All right, let's cause this error and see what happens. We need to know how we can handle the error case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run to the point that it actually spits out a TX lock, and then I'm going to cause it to fail by shutting down the ZeroMQ that it's connected to, and then bring it back up and see what happens. It's taking a really long time. All right. So now we know that everything's working as expected. As much as we can know that everything's working as expected. All right, we're going to stop. -D. Now it's going to retry. That's good. And now we're going to start it. And then it's going to come back up. Connect, delay, connect, unknown event, handshake. Okay. Well, what to do here? Oh, huzzah. Wow, look at that one. Nice fatty McFat. I wonder if I can parse this with -tx. I'm going to give it a go. Okay. So this is a type of script that I do not yet handle, but it's good to know that they exist in the wild. So I should probably create a log of real transactions that come through that I can't parse, because then I'll know what types of transactions I don't handle that are real. Because there's the hypothetical transactions, and then there's the real transactions. And the hypothetical transactions, there are many permutations of them. But the real transactions, not so much. Okay, that's cool. And then I imagine... I wonder what's different between version 1 and version 3. That looks like it's just a difference in signature size. Yeah, okay. That's all that is. That's just going to be the difference in signature size. I'm so glad to see that this works on messages that I didn't create. I also wonder, I might need to listen on RawTX as well, because there may be transactions that are sent that are not instant send. I wasn't thinking about that, but I guess you could send a transaction that's not an instant send transaction. Okay. Let me think again. So we've tested that. My question is, what is it possible to get an error? And if so, what would the error be? That's what I was hoping to discover. Because if I need to do something... So in that case, I don't actually need to do anything to correct the situation. But what I want to know is, could I get... I don't have to worry about something being malicious in this case, because we're going to connect to a service that we trust. So we don't need to worry about it being malicious. Is we put that in air quotes because those are famous last words. But I just want to know if it can have an error. Where do we have? Is there any documentation about the errors in here? Let's see if we can find that real quick. Let me pull this out into its own window and just do a look for... Is there any documentation? API reference, project documentation. Oh! Examples on ZeroMQ.org do not reflect the new API. This guide, okay. API reference, can we just back this up to here? All right. Subscriber. I don't know what this is. What is this? Is this some sort of Microsoft TypeScript thing? Because this is nice. I appreciate this. Generated using TypeDoc. Hey, Jojo. Oh, it probably won't work because it probably doesn't work with JSDoc. Never mind. We did. All right, we're going to unbind. We return. So we get a socket. Probably not what I want. I want to find what errors can this have and what do I need to do about them if they happen. Okay. Socket, readable, subscriber. Okay. Man, this is very confusing. It's just using very unintuitive... Whoops. Patterns here. Because this is the sock, right? The sock, you call connect, and then there must be some sort of getter or setter or something, because you can't create an object that isn't iterable, can you? The socket isn't iterable? I guess. Does it have... This is confusing. Because how could it throw... And it's an abstract class, so is subscriber the one that I'm actually trying to figure out? Okay, it's a readable, which is a message, which has a method async iterator. Okay, so readable has a method async iterator. Which means subscriber has a method called async iterator, which means that... No, this is an abstract class, which is not a thing in JavaScript. It's TypeScript nonsense. Okay, so the method async iterator then. Message is just a buffer, okay. That seems... Is async iterator a real thing? Symbol async iterator. That's weird. So it's got a function. The function... The key of the function is a symbol. Is that what this is? Is that saying it's a function? So it's a dynamic function name. Okay. receive type, async or receive type this. Okay, but this is all abstract stuff. So where is this actually? How the flippy dippy do I know? Let's see. So I get what that is, buffer. Simulator buffer. But where do I find out what the error is? Okay. Because something's going on in the background. This is not where it's actually defined. This is the abstract class. Yeah, this is the interface. So I would need to find where subscriber implements it. Okay, constructor. Okay, allow methods receive. So is it the receive method on the subscriber that is what's being called by the iterator? This is some next level-ish. Alright, that's where the promise is. But then it's just saying that it's inferred. Okay, where is this at? That's interface writable, so it's not this one, right? No, this is a type of T since receive promise. My guess is that receive is calling the C++ code. How could that? I don't know if that could error. Can that error? So this is a promise. Where is this being defined? That's an interface readable. But where is the real definition? Okay, so this is where it's going to call receive. Hold on. No, this is not where it's implemented. So I need to find where this is implemented. So let me go back to the subscriber and see if I can find out. Async iterator. Implemented, readable, inherited from. Readable async. But it's, and it says inherited. Is that a thing? But it here it just looks abstract. There's nothing. Async iterator, this undefined type, this type. There's no definition here. And again, this is interface. Yeah, this is interface. So you can't inherit. What are they doing? What are they doing? You can't inherit from an interface that has an abstract definition. You need to have a definition somewhere. Where is the definition? Maybe I can just grep the code for receive. And that, I think, should lead me to it. Heaven help me if it's implemented down in the C++ layer, which it may be. So native, receive, promise, event. That's just type def. Observer, receive. Promise, deferred. Observer. Socket, receive. This is it's probably declared in the C++ code. Socket, receive. Yeah, I think it's going to be in the C++ code. Okay. Receive. Don't wait. Socket, part. There we go. This is it. So my next question is, could I just do a loop and await the receive rather than having a try catch around the loop. So, okay, so we've got this. I'm just going to make a little note of this real quick. Okay, so it definitely is possible for it to have an error. The error would be C++ type. That's okay by me. I mean, as long as we know, yes, there can be an error, and we know what to expect from it. Now, if I could get to the point of finding where the async iterator is returned, I would prefer not to use that because it's confusing. That is wild to me, that there is a method that has a key that is a symbol that is implicit to the object's behavior. That's kind of Ruby-esque. It's interesting. But I think it's bad because you could just do a loop and call await on the function that you need to. Is this JavaScript or is this show 8 more matches? But that's a definition. That's not an implementation. This is an implementation. Return next. Promise iterator result. I think that this may also be a generic implementation. So what this may mean is that this does not actually exist either. So the async iterator function will... Okay. Support async iteration. Oh, I will receive message. Implementing this in JS is faster as long as there's no C++ native API to chain promises. Okay. Ah, there we are, right there. That's it. Okay. And this already puts a try catch around it. Okay. All right, cool. So this means, if I'm not mistaken, error as full error.code, E again, ah! I made it go away by mistake. Bring it back. Okay. Okay. A little confused here. Where does the message come into play? Is that part of value? So is value the array? Let's go take a look at that implementation again. Where did that go? Do I have that in the other window? That's not where it's implemented. Where'd that implementation go? Receive, receive, receive. That was in C++ land, right? Socket, receive. Array. One. Let's take a look again. Into buffer. env. What is env? What's going on here? Okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so where's that iterator? That was in JavaScript, right? Do I need to go back over here? Socket extends event. No, I don't want that. Was it in this one? Okay. So, gosh. Throwing less done. Oh, where are my notes at? Right here. Let's take a look again at this iterator. So next, it's going to be value done is true. Oh, this is part of the iterator API. So the iterator API has a value. Okay, got it. All right, that clears up that confusion. So we would not do that. So we would following what's here, we would need to return the tuple. So okay. I'm still a little confused on this. Because it reconnected and it started working again. And I'm not clear how that happens. Because let's look again. Let's see if we can figure out. Okay. So, it's gonna await the receive. But if while receiving it gets an error, then it can throw an error for that iteration without destroying the loop. That makes sense. So in that case, the topic could be made error. So if we've closed this on purpose, then we can return and do nothing. Alright, so that should work. That should work. And then what else do we need? Oh, I just wanted to see what value was, because we're assuming that value is a tuple, so we're having value tuples here and here. Let's take a look at the this. So that's where has an error. Yes, plus plus. Whatever environment means. That's probably, or I shouldn't say probably, that's possibly something to do with context of the function. So meta resolve list. Good on them for calling it list rather than array. That's appropriate. Because it's not an array. It's a list. Alright. Alright, let's try and see if it works. I should figure out what the handshake event is. While that's going, I'll see if I can find that. Maybe it's somewhere in here. Let me find handshake. That's weird. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to find it in the documentation. So let's go back to... Oops. Try here, handshake. And in the interim, let's look. Okay, so this is still working good. So can we still kill this over here, have that go into a failure mode, and then have it recover? I think so. Although it'd be nice if I could go back. Can I go back to see? I was hoping to see a debug error message, but I don't. And we got an event handshake. So if all goes well, we'll start seeing the raw TX locks again. If we see that, then I know everything's good. So fingers crossed. Well, that's weird because how can handshake not exist in the code? Because we're not getting handshake error, we're getting literally handshake. That... Oh, show 10 more matches. Right. So let's just show all the matches. And what we're looking for is basically handshake, return handshake. So what is this related to? Let's see if we can go into here. This looks like this might have some documentation. Whoops. All right. Oops. It's so weird that error events are silenced by default. What clown world are we living in? Code views read only. Great. That's the way I like my code views, actually. Okay. So it looks like handshake is basically just saying connected, but we need to handle various errors. So error protocol, error auth, error other. And just kind of be interested to see what this looks like. Case. Handshake. Okay. Alright, that looks right to me. Alright, fingers crossed. Yes! 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 I had a bad feeling. Well, maybe not a bad feeling. I was worried. I was concerned that it wasn't going to work. Okay. Cool. Hopefully that error condition never happens. But if I'm going to be accepting money from people, if there's an error, I want to know. So cool. All right. So let me update my ZeroMQ example. Whoops. That's weird. How was that working at all? I have a double run there. All right. Try this one more time. Success is sweet. So now I just want to go back into this and say ZeroMQ.js at v5 deprecated ZeroMQ.js at v6 beta not beta. Okay, so I've confirmed that if we use the wrong URL, we get an error. see. We can get rid of all of this and all of this, right? We need these. Notes. Okay. To-dos. Okay, and then we double check about where these handshake mobobs are coming from. And shake. Other protocol off. All right. All right, that about wraps it up for tonight. So, we did not get to the title here. In fact, I think I'm just going to update the title. So this was... All right, Josh. The title that is on YouTube is more correct. Let me put this in here. Title shall be Down the ZeroMQ.js v6 rabbit hole. Probably just need a handshake break. Yeah. This feels a little awkward, but I guess it's all right. All right, what was I with this? Okay. All right, cool. So now next time, we'll throw a little -tx in here, and then we can throw... Let's see. We can generate a wallet. Okay, next time. Let's do roadmap. Are xpubs safe or aren't they? Xpub or wallet phrase per customer. One of those two is going to need to happen. And then the way that the previous demo was set up should still work. So we'll swap in. So we got the RPC, we got the ZeroMQ. We'll swap those in. And then we should be able to get this thing working again. We just got to get to the point where we have... I actually have to look and see. I'll call this Q3. Are we in Q2 or still? No, we started Q3 as of just now-ish, right? All right, so dash checkout. So we need to update these to use xpubs, whether that's through separate customer wallet phrases or whatever. we need to... Yeah, I'm just going to have to go through this. And we need to get this adapted to being able to provide servers. Which might be... I'm not sure if that's going to be the same task or a different one. Because basically we're taking an old task and we're updating it for the newer tools. But all of this should work again. I might even want to get Jojo in on this. Yeah, we got our SVG. Get our Postgres. We'll get our token. Okay, yeah. I've got some thoughts in my head about kind of the general direction this is going is back to where it was before. But updated to use -tx and use xpubs. So we're going to have the Hello API, which is basically, it's just going to require money to tell you hello. And then I think we'll do the server bits, meaning we'll provide the ability to get cloud hosting that is native cloud hosting. And then once we have that done, I think we have to move on to the DNS services, because we need to be able to get to the live wallet so that we can be able to do subscriptions. Because if you don't have a live wallet, then you can't do subscriptions, or you have to do the whole give your wallet to somebody else, which could be fine under certain circumstances. If it's a service you pay for, that seems to make sense. Oh, all right, I don't know if I'm going to be getting to this Monday. I think I may have other things I have to do Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. But it's in a good pause point. We got this updated to the ZeroMQ v6. I don't like how long the monitor function is, but it is what it is. I don't know what else we would do here. So with that, thanks for tuning in. I am glad that this is working on multiple fronts. And again, if you're interested in installing -D, yes, it's going to take 30 hours, but you can get it installed very quickly and then you just sit and wait. So if you want to be able to run your own API services, that's what this is set up for. If you wanted to install -D as a service because you wanted to actually get your be able to check addresses quickly and efficiently. And I think I'll have to catch up with Jojo and Will and find out what things we actually need to have exported, and then make sure that they have access to these things. I'm pretty sure Jojo will want them. Will may or may not, but Will wanted to do some co-working session anyway. So anyway, we'll see. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the couple of conversations. Y'all have a good night. Success is ours. Adios.